All right, here we are, final pregame press conference of the year. Coming off the win against San Jose, really proud of our guys. I mean, it was an interesting game to say the least. Took a good lead and did a really good job with a lot of turnovers. And, phone's on. It's okay.
Between Iowa and Nebraska, I think it's the rivalry.
It's that kind of day, right?
Hey, I love it though. Added a laugh. That's good. We start over. It was a really good football game. Guys came out, played really well, created a lot of early turnovers, which we needed to do. And then the second half, again, had an opportunity to get up 3 scores, which I thought was critical. Made a couple of mistakes here and there, and led them back in the game. But our guys showed a lot of vigor by hanging in there, losing the lead, taking it back, and then scoring again. At the end, and then watching them go all the way down the field in that great defensive stop. So really proud of the guys for the way they played. And now we get ready to play Reno. Week 12, battle for the Fremont Cannon. It's been an exciting rivalry, since I've been here. So this is year 5. Our senior class has a chance to win the Cannon 3 out of 5 years, which is pretty impressive considering they had 1 out of 10 before these guys showed up. So a lot to play for. I know today's kind of been a crazy day, but I guarantee you this: our guys are resilient. They're not going to worry about any of that stuff, and they're going to have a great week of practice and be ready to play on Saturday.
To get this out of the way with the players, we'll get on with the game. Just your reactions to the news about your coach.
I'm focused on Reno. It is what it is, and I'm blessed to have another week with them, and I'm just excited to go out there and fight for UNLV and actually fight for this guy right next to me because he's done so much for me. And it's one of those things where you have a little emotion towards it, but like you said, we're ready to go to work, and I bet you we'll be fighting ready on Saturday.
For me, just a little extra juice, going out there with the person that actually wanted me at running back, because everybody wanted me at DB, but this is the only coach that wanted me at running back, so I appreciate him for giving me the opportunity to come play the position I wanted to play. So I'm gonna go out there and just work my tail off and do what I'm supposed to do, and just tip my hat off to him for everything he's done for me and for this program, and go out there and do our thing.
Put in there last year, you mentioned as far as the rivalry itself, maybe wanting to play it on Nevada Day weekend instead of Thanksgiving. Are there other things too you can see that would add, I guess, more or less to the rivalry?
Yeah, I think the reason we talked about that, just having been in it for a while too, is that, you have no students around, on Thanksgiving weekend, a lot of the students that, that go to UNR don't live in Reno, so they're gone. Here you have a lot of families that travel, so I just think, having the student bodies, gone, kind of takes away from it a little bit. It's nice having it the last week of the season, but I think anytime you can pack the stadium, because we'll see on Saturday if it's a sold-out crowd, and if it's a decent crowd but not sold out, that might be something that could add to the rivalry. But again, right now we're just focused on the game, but I know that's been a previous conversation we had, and I don't think it's a bad idea.
Javin, what kind of joy does capturing the Cannon mean to you in the program?
It means a lot, especially for my career and especially for everybody that's been here. Like Coach Sanchez said earlier. We if we win, that's 3 out of 5 years it's been here. That nobody's have ever done that in a while. So for us to win this Cannon, for me, for me having the game I had last year, it just gives you a sort of a motivation, really and truly, especially for me it being my last collegiate game, and I'm truly excited for this game, and I'm so happy. It's the last week. It's Thanksgiving, like you said, and I can't wait to go out there and on Saturday and put on a show.
And Chuck, can it right a lot of wrongs? Can it put a smile at the end of a trying season?
Yeah, keeping it red is our goal, and going out there, we just keep the cannon and go get that win. It's gonna really keep everybody. It gives us hope. Basically, we did everything we could this season, but at least we came out with the cannon, and it didn't go our way. We didn't get the wins we didn't want. We didn't get the wins that we were supposed to get and stuff like that. But we at least kept the Cannon, and it's here with us, and it's Las Vegas. That's all I can say.
Tony, you won it your first year here, up in what do you remember about that game and just that experience again for the first time?
Yeah, our guys, played on a lot of emotion that year. I don't know if we were as talented as they were, but our guys played really hard. I remember Decker going out and Poundek coming in and just doing some, playing really well. Ryan McElhennon's pick six was huge. I mean, what a great moment. It's one of those deals when we needed something good to happen, and he did. Man, he stepped right in front of that, ran that thing back, and it was a big moment. Again, when you're trying to build a program and you're early on, and you need something good to happen to kind of create some juice, and that was a great game. I just remember pulling a hamstring when I jumped over the sign, running towards the bleachers, and seems like ages ago, long time ago, but that was a great memory.
Did it help coming off a win this past weekend as far as seeing some real positivity?
Yeah, the great thing about it is when I talk to the guys, about the last bunch of weeks, when you start putting them together, you have the San Diego State game, our guys played really, really well. You hit one off the crossbar. Obviously, we kind of, came out, and struggled early in that Colorado State game, settled down, but played a great game against Hawaii. Very, we do a couple things different easily, not easily, but the game could have been won, right? And then last week, you keep giving yourself a chance. You keep playing good football down the stretch. You keep playing hard. You're going to find some wins, and then that's what we did last week. So that was really important. Again, all that hard work, those guys just being consistent in their approach. Something good was going to happen, and we did. Instead of the ball bouncing off the crossbar, we got the pick at the end. It's just literally, it's just making a play at an opportune time.
And Chuck, you had your best game. You had a career game. And what does that do for you as far as going into this week?
Just confidence and, just chemistry with the O-lines getting better and better each week. I just feel like we've been working real hard, every play, every scheme, just everything we've been working on is just, came together Saturday. And, you just seen everybody working, all 11 hats, just doing everything they're supposed to do. Nobody missing their block or nobody, missing out on, an assignment. So when we just execute and do everything we're supposed to, that's what you get. That's what you see on the field. And you see, positives more than negatives. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get rid of the negatives and just have more positives and just, stay on the field, keep the defense fresh, avoid 3 and outs, and win on the third downs, and don't turn the ball over. And then when we get in the red zone, get points, don't lose points, by getting pushed back or turning the ball over. So, we did what we were supposed to do, and I'm just happy for the offense, for coming out there together after so much we've been through, all the stuff we've been going through, just to come out like that and just finish that game off, it just felt like a movie, basically that last drive did feel like a movie to me because drives like that, I haven't really experienced that in a long time, and it felt really good, just be able to hit it off and finish it off like that. And I feel like everybody did what they're supposed to do, and I was just happy to see the crowd enjoying it, and we just sent San Boy Stadium off very well, so that's what I was glad to see.
Coach, you came back from a historic deficit last season. What do you apply from that game in this game?
Let's not do that again. It's like we don't want to get that far down. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad we did it. We don't need to do it twice. So I think it's really important for us to come out and play good football. Like Chuck said, it's been, at times on offense, you've seen us, kind of get stuck in the mud. A lot of things have happened. It's we got a lot of guys out. Losing Barney really hurt. This year. And I think last week was good to gain that confidence back, to kind of get back. We simplified what we were doing. We did less stuff, and and we did it more effectively. So I think it's really important for us offensively to be able to, again, like Chuck said, convert on third downs. Have great ball security, put some points on the board early. Our defense is playing really good football right now. And there's been times where they've been on the field too long. You see them kind of wear out a little bit. There's been times like last Saturday. They get back into the game because they got to go out and defend 2 extremely short fields, 2 series in a row that puts points on the board. So I think offensively, if we can do a really good job of, again, moving the change, having winning time of possession, things like that, that'll alleviate, the chance of getting down that fast again.
Javin, you guys were obviously opportunistic in that game, and you were last year against Reno. Just help. Is that something we can game plan for, or is it just a matter of being in the right place at the right time?
Can you explain the question?
Well, according to all those takeaways.
Yeah. I think it's just like Coach Sanchez said a lot of times, the defense wins ball games, and I think the best way that we can put our team in the best chance of winning is getting turnovers. And I feel like as a defense, we didn't do that earlier in the season. I think we're doing a great job these past few games of just getting that ball, finding, trying to get the ball out any type of way. So going into the Reno game, it's just all about just continue to find that nick for that ball, trying to get the ball out any way we can, especially if the ball is in the air, that it should be the defenses. And when the running back is coming back in the middle, you got punch the ball out. We got to get the ball because offense is doing a great job of right now putting points on the board. So why wouldn't you want to get the ball back to the offense so they can put points on the board? And which in our defense, I feel like right now is one of the best combined and real life knit defense we've had. So for us to finish it off, I think we have a great chance of just becoming a great ending story right now for this final chapter.
Javin, when it comes to rivalry games, they're a weird deal because of the energy and the emotion. And from your experience with Reno, do you feel that? Does it feel like something special when you're on the field?
Oh, it truly does. I think I've been having butterflies since my summer since at San Jose, and because I knew what week this is. This is Reno week, and you know we have some people in here wearing blue, in which we might have to get that fixed. But you know, the rivalry is something like, you know, it's truly special. You know, you get this once in every year, a true rivalry. For us to be facing them the last game and just everything that's going on, I feel like it's going to be a truly special day, and I'm so excited for this game. I'm so excited to go back to work tomorrow, and for me to be my last collegiate week actually practicing. It's one of those times where, you know, you're going to try to absorb everything you can right now, absorb everything, and you're gonna look back on this and see if you've done everything you can, and I plan on doing everything in my power to do whatever I can to help my team win on Saturday.
Jim? Thank you.